there and welcome. So this is part 2 of our growth marketing, showing you really how you can take sort of what I think of are the 5 profit points throughout a consult or a self-liquidating funnel. I'll also talk about how this might apply to other types of funnels, maybe a webinar funnel or things like that. So whatever it is that you're using to bring in clients, customers, or students, then this is going to apply for the elements and the points in your client acquisition and retention process where you want to think about how you can test and improve those numbers and look at what small improvements can do to your bottom line. Let's go. I'm going to share my screen. All right. So these are some slides that I have from a webinar I did not too long ago. And I'm just going to go through and show you sort of the relevant part for training on this, right? So the idea is that by looking at your low-hanging fruit, meaning the elements within your funnel process where you are the most out of whack, and maybe you're furthest from what you feel like your benchmark should be, then you looking at that one number and changing that one number can dramatically impact what you're getting on the back end. So let's talk about that. So this is 5 proven steps. So those 5 profit points, right? 2x, 5x, even 10x. I have had a client that has 10x their sales and profit, their revenue and profitable revenue without increasing your ad spend, without working more hours. In fact, when we put the right systems in place, the goal is for you to work less hours while creating more revenue, profitable revenue. So this is unlock the hidden profits inside your coaching, consulting, or course creation business. And I'm all about rapid growth. So I'm about identifying those elements that are going to get you the biggest ROI in your whole strategy, your entire funnel, your entire client acquisition process. And we want to what that looks like for most of us is increase the average order value. So that first touch when someone first comes in, increase that order value. And this is especially true with an SLO, with a self-liquidating offer. If you have a low ticket up front and then you have upsells on the back end, you want to play around with those and get the maximum average order value without cutting down on the number of people that come in through that first gate, right? And then also your lifetime client value. For a lot of us, this is looking at a 90-day or a 6-month client value. It's not truly a lifetime client value. It's not looking at the client value over a 5 years or 3 years or even 1 year. It's really more like a 60-day, 90-day, or 180-day. Those are sort of the windows we tend to look at. And this is especially true if you have an upsell into a high ticket program, or if you have a like a $1 trial, $7 trial to a monthly membership. You want to see how many people take that and pay that first month after they've had a trial, and what the stick rate is of the membership. So these are all important. And I'm going to cut off the video so you can just see the slides now. And let's see, we're going to get you. So look, I know for years, I felt like I was missing a single piece of the puzzle, that there was massive success and I was really close to it. And there was just one piece of the puzzle I was missing. One piece I needed to get in play. And you're ready to do what you need to do, right? You're going to have to move fast and break things. You're going to have to test things. You're going to have to be willing to fail in order to succeed. And yes, I know what it feels like to be this close, like your fingers are almost touching and you're not quite there. So if you've been following me for a while, you know a little bit about my background. If you haven't, I have 20 years in corporate sales management, sales leadership, and 8 years coaching and consulting business owners for online success. I'm a certified Facebook marketing consultant. And these are some of my influences. This is my family down here, but I was a very early funnel hacker back in 2014. Got a VIP experience at an event and got to sit with John Lee Dumas, which was an amazing dinner that night. Vince Reed was an early traffic mentor of mine. So these are just some of those influences. I could probably do another slide of those too, because there's definitely a lot more. So imagine what it'll be like when you are so selective about the clients you work with that you only accept new clients who are really aligned with you, and people are literally lining up for your latest course or latest coaching offer. So I'm going to dive into exactly what this might look like for you. And these are tactical steps, right? So I am really a strategic girl. I talk a lot about strategy, big picture, like stepping back and looking at the big picture. These are tactical things you're going to be doing, but they do have a strategic purpose in your business. So the first thing is increasing that click-through rate on your posts and your ads. And there are a lot of ways you can do that. And the bottom line is it comes to getting your information in front of the right people, because you just can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So the best way to increase that click-through rate is to put your information in front of the right people and to join them in the conversation they're already having in their head. So this means you're using their language. This comes from audience research. So the right people you want to serve and work with, and it takes work. It takes continuous work. You can't just be one and done on this either. You have to go back through and do your research. I go back in every 90 days or so and look at Amazon book reviews. I do research online. I look at Facebook groups, all those kinds of things. These are things I do go through in some of my courses, and definitely in my coaching program. We have a really in-depth onboarding process about really knowing your audience. So audience research, keyword research, supporting ads in your ecosystem. So this means you're running branding and awareness ads, not necessarily running those campaign objectives, but you have content that you're amplifying to support the branding and the outreach and the goodwill in your audience. And again, back to the better language. Thoughts, feelings, problems that the audience and ideal prospects are already thinking about in their daily lives, and you're using their language to do it. So this is Lucy, and Lucy's testimonial is that this was the best thing that ever happened in her business. She implemented simple traffic. She used language in social media to attract her ideal clients, took her knowledge to the next level, as well as her business. So thing number 2, increase your lead conversions. So once you get more people to click, then you get more of those people to go ahead and give you their contact information so they become a lead. And this is all about what's in it for them. Remember, it's not about you, it's about them. You can be the expert, but they have to see what they're going to get out of it. Lead magnets or entry-level offers are presented leading with benefits. So not features, but benefits, not what it does for them. Craft your headlines with benefits. And Richard Branson, one of my favorite Branson quotes, is, in the future, there will be no profit without purpose. So this is about really caring about your audience, I think. It's really having that genuine connection with them. How often do you split test the headline on your opt-in or the button, or even what you're offering? Have 2 or 3 different lead magnets out there at a time? And where do you share that link? Do you share it everywhere? Do you just share it in certain places? Do you just share it in ads? Do you just have it in a pop-up or a sidebar on your website? Like, share it everywhere. And does a free lead magnet or a low-priced course or offer work better for you? So these are also things that you can split test, of having that self-liquidating offer, a low-ticket tripwire offer instead of a lead magnet. So you're building a list of buyers instead of leads. Different approaches work better for different businesses. It's something that you should probably split test for your business to see what's going to work best for you. Then after we get that lead, it's important to nurture the relationship. In addition to email marketing, you can build relationships through blog posts and videos. Again, this is like amplifying your content. You can upload your list of leads from your email service provider into Facebook and Google, and you can retarget those people. It has to be at least 1,000 for Google. So if you have a tiny list, then you may not quite be there yet. But on Facebook, you can just have a couple hundred people, and you can retarget them with your content just so you keep top of mind for them. So this is an important thing to remember. And it's giving them quality time. So let's talk about their quality time and respecting their time when you want to get them on a phone call or a webinar. And this is where showing them what is in it for them is really important. So this is also about having a process. You offer a webinar or a call to new subscribers or buyers. If you have a front-end offer, having something that you offer as a bonus, or having it built into, sort of baked into your process for new leads or buyers, so that they have a way to see if the way you teach is a match for the way that they learn, or see if the service you offer is a match for what they need in their life or in their business. And it's a really good way to get exposure, to let them know what else you can do to help them, and also just to get those offers out there. The more offers you make, the more sales you'll make over time. So how long has it been since you've updated the content that gets them on a call or a webinar? Does it ring true for 2022, 2023 realities? Or are you still kind of running that 2018 stuff? Like go back and look and see what needs to be updated. And then what are 2 to 3 things you might test to improve that sign-up rate? So whatever that offer is, whether it's a strategy call or a discovery call, or whether it's a webinar, look at 2 to 3 elements of that offer and see what you might be able to split test to improve that sign-up rate. So current lead generation, manual, posts and conversations, or is it automation, lead generation funnel? Think about what your current is and how you could test with those things. So then you want to increase the show up rate to either your webinar or your call. And how many people show up is how many people you can actually make an offer to. And that's the new starting number for how many sales you can convert. Site average is 65 to 75% on calls to show up. Webinars is 45 to 50%. I always aim for 75 to 80% show up for calls. And on webinars for 50 to 60%. Sometimes you can get as much as 75% if you have some benefits in there, like a free gift or something like that. And consistent actions and repetition led to 5 times growth for my friend Gemma when she applied some of the things that I'm teaching here. So how do you remind the attendees of the commitment? Do you quickly establish rapport? So reminding them of their time commitment can be through messenger or email or text messages. Again, multiple ways I think is more important now than it ever has been in the past. And increase those sales conversions, number 5. So whether you're on the phone or you're on a webinar or you're on a sales page, you want to increase the number of people saying yes. For me, I focus on phone sales because if you're doing high ticket, you're probably going to be getting someone on the phone at some point, either before you lead them into a program or as an upsell to a program. And my biggest recommendation after doing sales for as many years as I have is it's a framework, it's not a script. Don't follow a script. You're gonna feel stiff. If you memorize it, you're gonna sound kind of slick and fake. And so framework is a much better way to think of this. Build know, like, and trust with those new prospects. And here's Sarah making one change in her funnel rapidly and dramatically increased her profits. We changed the process of her front end so that we took 3 different low ticket offers and picked the one that was converting the best, did some split testing and focused on that one. And then we increased the price of her upsell. So we increased her average order value by, I think, about 80% when we did that. And we're also able to increase the number of people that took advantage of her group on the back end. So she went from being stuck around $20,000, $25,000 months to her first 6-figure month and her first 7-figure year within 8 months of that, I think. So you want to build their trust. You want to help them see that you are the solution to the problem. Only if you actually are. Like, be real, right? If they're not for you, then be clear about that too. And I'm going to break this down and show you how this works. So let's just use an example. This is going to be a funnel process. $1,000 ad spend. Let's say that is 0.5%, click-through rate 0.5%, 500 clicks. 10% of people opt in, that's 50. Register for your webinar or schedule a call, 10%, that's 5. Show up rate's 80%, that's pretty good, right? That's 4. And you close 20% of those sales. That's 1 sale. So that's $1,000. So you broke even. That sounds like a lot of work for breaking even, right? All right, so let's show one thing you can change. Let's get that up to a 1% click-through rate by getting better language on your posts or a better call to action that people are clicking, that you're getting more congruency between the message you're sharing and the audience you're sharing it with. So just by doing that, twice as many people are seeing everything all the way through and 2 people buy. So you just doubled your revenue and now you're profitable. Now, let's say we get 20% to opt in, which I would say on opting in for an offer, we really want to go for probably 20 to 30%. I've had as high as like 60% on some of these, but that's really an outlier. I think if you're 20 to 35%, 25 to 40% is really what I would strive for. But 20, 25, 30%, like that's pretty healthy. Okay, so you're at that 1% click through and you increase your opt-ins to 20%. So 1,000 people click through from 500, right? Instead of 50, you're now getting 200 people opting in because you have twice as many people seeing the opt-in and twice as many people opting in. So still just 10% registering, 20 people register, but 16% show up for that call. And at a 20% conversion rate, you close 1 out of every 5. That's 3 people now. So you have 3x'd your revenue and you're making a decent profit. All right, what's the next thing? We're gonna take that registration and get it from 10 to 20%. Now you have 40 people registering, 32 showing up. So look at the difference this makes immediately. You go from 4 people showing up to calls to 32 people. All of a sudden, you might need help doing sales calls, right? And we're not changing this 80% because that's a really good show up rate. If you're getting people to show up at 80%, you're not going to mess with anything at that step. You're getting 32 people on calls and you're only closing 20% of them. That's still 6 sales. So imagine, let's just say if your offer is a $3,000 or $5,000 offer, now you're at like 30 grand if it's a $5,000 offer, right? So that's a whole different ball game. Now, let's improve that sales conversion too to a $1,000 ad spend, a 1% click-through rate, a 20% opt-in, 20% schedule, 80% show up, and 33%, you close 1 out of 3. That is 10 sales. So you have just 10x'd your revenue from what it was. Offer. Again, if those 10 sales were a $5,000 offer, that's 50 grand. So it's very doable and it's breaking it down. It's remembering that everything is a system and it works together. So we don't want to independently improve these things and have it cause a downstream problem somewhere else in your funnel. We want to test these things one by one while also being mindful of the impact they have on the other parts of your funnel and the other parts of your sales process. And this is why we do it in these little 10 to 30 day sprints. We test one thing at a time. We see how that's working. We can test quickly or we can test more methodically, but you also want to make sure that you're being very mindful of how it's impacting all the other elements, your entire ecosystem of your business. So this is what I do all day, every day. Absolutely. And if you're here because you need help, you're tired of trying to find that last piece of the puzzle on your own, and you want more consistency, you want to get the success, then I do have some things that can help you. I'm not going to show you all of those right now, but you don't have to do it all by yourself. You can get the support and guidance, and you can check the links in the description of this video to see how you can request a call with me and learn about what I do or how I help businesses get that growth. And if you have any questions about how all this works, then do feel free to leave a comment or shoot me a quick email or a DM here, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I'm kind of everywhere. So that is it for this video. Please let me know how you like this process of testing the steps of your sales process and your funnel to get better results. And I am Penny with Marketing Profit School. I will see you on the next video. Have a great day.